If you're managing multiple short-let or Airbnb properties and you're thinking maybe it's time to bring AI into the business, or stop and watch this video first. Because whilst AI can save you hundreds of hours, eliminate human error, and even increase your bookings, implementing it wrong can actually create more chaos, not less. So in this video, I'm going to show you the biggest AI mistakes property managers make, what actually works when automating guest communications, bookings, and operations, and how the top short-let operators are using AI right now to scale without growing their headcount. So if you manage 20, 50, or even 200 plus listings and want more profit without more people, then this video will be the most valuable 10 minutes of your time today. So let's dive right in. Now we're going to kick things off with mistake number one, and this is one that nobody wants to hear. It's trying to use AI before fixing your internal processes. So a lot of property managers want AI to magically clean up their operations, but AI can't fix chaos. It amplifies the chaos. So if you don't have clear processes for guest communication, for the cleaner scheduling, for maintenance and landlord updates, AI won't make things better. It will just automate the mess a lot faster. And the main problem is most teams have processes that only live in someone's head. There's no documentation, no central system, no standard way of doing things. So when you actually plug in a chatbot or a simple automation, it has nothing solid to run on. There's no standardized process to follow. So the solution is to build AI-ready processes before you actually add AI into the business. So you need documented and standardized workflows, you need clear escalation rules, a standard tone of voice, a defined path for every type of guest message. And when that system is solid, the AI becomes insanely powerful. The property managers we work with who get the best results aren't ones with the fanciest tech, they're the ones with the cleanest operations that AI can actually follow. Now, obviously, if you haven't got documented, standardized operations, this is something we can help with prior to actually implementing our AI solutions. So the aim here is to fix the foundation first, document everything into standardized playbooks, and then let AI run those playbooks. And then mistake number two is automating too much, too fast. I completely understand the mindset. Obviously, you're busy, your team is stretched, and AI just feels like this magic button that can, take work off your plate instantly. So the instinct would be to automate everything from day one. But here's what actually happens in the real world. You plug automation into every aspect of your business. Messages start firing automatically, guests get responses that don't always match the context. Your team has no idea what the AI is actually doing, and then within a week, everyone is confused and trust in the system starts to fall apart. The operations don't improve, they just unravel. And this isn't because automation doesn't work, it's because you tried to automate your entire business before establishing the foundations. The truth is AI should be introduced in the same way you'd build a property. You don't start with the roof, you start with the load-bearing pillars because they hold everything together. So what are the load-bearing core pillars in property management? Number one could be late night guest messages. So these are the messages that your team hate, but they come in every single night. And if you can automate these reliably, you instantly save hours and improve the response times. Then number two would be no-show penalties and missed revenue. Most managers leak money because no-shows aren't followed up with or charged correctly. And then automating that one workflow will pay for the system almost immediately. Then number three could be cleaner scheduling. This is a massive operational headache. One oversight and the entire day can collapse. So if you're able to automate this, reduce the errors, that will keep the turnover very smooth. So when you start with some of these core areas, they are the highest value, highest frequency workflows. So they allow you to stabilize operations, build internal trust, and actually start seeing measurable ROI. And the key is once those core pillars are running smoothly, then you can expand AI into the rest of the business. That's why our clients typically see results within the first 7 to 14 days, because we don't automate everything right from the bat. We automate what actually moves the needle forward. So AI isn't about doing more, it's about doing the right things first, and then letting the compounding effect take over time. Now, mistake number three would be ignoring the phone-led demand. And this one is huge because property managers don't realize how much revenue is slipping through the cracks just because of missed calls. When a guest or landlord calls to inquire about your listing, you're not the only one they're calling. You're usually one of three, maybe 4 options that they've pulled up on Google, Booking.com, Airbnb, or through your website. If you don't answer immediately, they don't wait. They don't leave a voicemail, they don't call back tomorrow. They will simply just call the next listing. Voicemail used to work, but not anymore. Guests expect instant answers, so if you can't respond fast enough, your competitors become the winner by default. And that's exactly why ignoring phone-led demand is one of the most expensive mistakes in property management today. But here's how we can change that. We can use voice AI. We're talking about AI agents that answer every single call 24/7 with natural human-sounding conversations. It's actual two-way dialogue, just like a human conversation. And these agents can qualify a potential guest, answer pre-booking questions, handle FAQs, route issues to the right person, and even book in viewings or discovery calls directly into your calendar. And whilst taking all of these details, it can also update your CRM live in real time. So it can tag the caller, log the outcome, and trigger follow-ups automatically. So it's literally the equivalent of hiring a full-time receptionist for about £13 per day, except this receptionist will never sleep, never get sick, never take a lunch break, and never miss a single call. So whilst everyone else is losing bookings and landlord opportunities simply because they can't pick up the phone, the property managers using voice AI are able to capture demand around the clock. So if you run a property business and are not treating phone calls as one of your highest value lead sources, you are leaving money on the table every single day. Mistake number 4 is running AI without a proper CRM or data sync. And this is one of the biggest hidden killers in terms of performance, because AI is only as good as the data it can actually see. Most property managers don't realize how fragmented their systems really are. Guest messages are on WhatsApp, bookings can be inside of booking.com or Airbnb, owner details are in someone's email inbox, payments are tracked within a spreadsheet, maintenance notes could be in Google Docs, and the cleaner has their own WhatsApp group chat where you can communicate with them. So when your business is super fragmented and looks like this, AI can't really do much for you. It's like asking someone to run your operations with one eye closed and both hands tied behind their back. You can plug in the best AI agent in the world, but if it doesn't have access to the full picture, the guest history, the booking details, past conversations, owner preferences, it's basically operating blind. So the solution is simple but powerful, and it's to create a centralized CRM that becomes the single source of truth for your entire operations. So this is where everything comes together. You get your guest data, your tasks and automations, your communication threads, and once the AI has that foundation, everything changes. That's exactly why we integrate our systems with tools like Go High Level, Make.com, or NA10, because they allow you to connect different softwares together. Go High Level can act as that centralized CRM hub for your business. And when everything is unified together, you can do something like this. The guest can call in on your phone number, the AI can answer naturally and actually identify the caller because it can pull their data from the CRM. It can tag the lead, it can trigger cleaning team if needed. We can create maintenance tickets if a maintenance issue is reported. We can log the entire call, notes, and also outcomes automatically from the call. So there's no human in this loop, so no manual actions are required. No one had to chase information. Everything is accurate, synced, and visible in real time. That's when AI stops being an actual chatbot, but becomes an actual operational engine. And that's what gives you real visibility, real control, and a real amount of time actually saved, because every part of the business finally speaks the same language. Okay, and then mistake number 5, which is easily the most dangerous one, is actually implementing AI without tracking the ROI. You'd be surprised how many property managers actually fall into this trap. They install AI, automate their workflows, improve response times, and then never actually measure whether any of it is producing results. And the problem is simple. If you don't track it, you can't improve it. You're literally flying blind. You don't know if your guests are happier. You don't know if your bookings are going up or down. You don't know what your response times are like. And you don't even know if your team is saving hours each week or if AI is just creating problems behind the scenes. So at this point, you're basically relying on gut feeling. And if you've been in business long enough, you probably know that gut feeling is a terrible way to run your business. So AI should be treated exactly like hiring a team member. You need to know their exact output so you can measure how well they are performing. That's why the most successful property managers implementing AI will treat data as their scoreboard. They don't guess, they don't hope, they know exactly what's working because they have dashboards that make everything transparent. So you need to track things like the missed message recovery. So how many conversations has the AI saved you that you would have otherwise lost? You need to also track the time to response. So how quickly a guest getting answers compared to before. And this one metric alone can increase reviews and rebookings dramatically. You also want to track the no-show reduction rate as well. So automations can recover hundreds or even thousands in penalties or deposits every single month, but only if you're actually measuring it. And then you also want to track the revenue versus the cost of the actual automation, which is obviously a huge one, right? You need to know how much the AI is saving you versus what it actually costs. And when you see these real numbers, it becomes obvious whether the system is actually paying for itself or not. And when you have these dashboards in place, everything just becomes so much clearer. You can see exactly where the systems are crushing it and exactly where you need to fine tune things. This is why we build all of these metrics directly into our systems. So whether it's you or your VA checking them every single week, you always know the score, you always know the ROI, and you always know where to improve next. Because the truth is, AI isn't powerful on its own, it's powerful when you can actually measure the impact it's creating. AI isn't just hype. When done right, it can literally replace humans in your property business, not just for support, but for real revenue driving actions. But if you're still unsure where to start or are worried that automation might mess up your guest experience, then don't stress, because we've mapped out AI systems for property managers handling 20 to 200 units, and we know exactly when to deploy them and when. So if you want to recover missed bookings, stop being glued to WhatsApp, and finally scale your short-let business without hiring more staff, then book in a free 15-minute discovery call with myself by clicking the link in the top of the description below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you found this helpful. See you guys in the next one. Thanks.